This government, it looks like the government is looking for every way possible to collect money from people. While the federal government is still finding it difficult to implement the 70,000 naira minimum wage, they are now planning to impose, mark the adjective, impose 25% VAT on people in Nigeria that are making more than 1.5 million naira a month. I have some things to say about it, but hear from the horse's mouth.
We'll take another story. Well, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has backed the move by the federal government to impose a 25% effective tax rate on Nigerians earning 1.5 million naira and above monthly in the country. Wike, while speaking at the Abuja Business and Investment Summit organized by the Abuja Investment Company Limited on Wednesday, advised Nigerians to pay their taxes to boost infrastructure development in the country, adding that there is a need for collaborative efforts between the government and investors in the country. Let's take a listen.
When people say government is not to make money, who told you that? If government is not to make money, how do we have money to provide services? Government needs money. That's what government said. Pay a tax. It's very, very important. And so, when we provide an enabling environment, we also believe that we have to encourage you to make sure that you get what you're supposed to get and the government get what they're supposed to get. In that way, everybody will go home smiling.
Well, all right. Okay. I mean, while I agree that taxes are supposed to be paid to help an economy, a lot of people are saying at this very moment, Nigerians are, stretched out. But I'd like to take this Margaret Thatcher's tweet, which began trending. And she wrote, prosperity. Yes, absolutely. She wrote, prosperity will not come by inventing more and more lavish public expenditure programs. You do not grow richer by ordering another checkbook from the bank. No nation ever grew more prosperous by taxing its citizens beyond their capacity to pay. I don't know why you got surprised about Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher was the full tax rate. Ended up premiership.
Exactly, but that's actually the rhetoric.
Yes. I can't remember who it was who recently said you can't tax your way out
yes.
of an economic recession or out of economic challenges. Mm-hmm. And this is the story of Nigeria. There's such a thing as a social contract where the people do their own part in nation building and economy, and the government has a responsibility to the people. Mm-hmm. It's not by tax. Nigerians have been overtaxed. Let me just put it that way in the last few months, in the last few years, and there's not a lot to show for it. Can you show us the infrastructure? Usually it is a chicken and egg situation whereby it's like, okay, what comes first? We need more revenue to do more projects that would benefit the people to build infrastructure, but we also need infrastructure to enable people be able to have jobs to be able to pay these taxes. So if you're going to tax the people, create an enabling environment for people to thrive. What other governments do is that you stimulate the economy so that people are able to make money and then can pay their taxes. In fact, it's the poorest of the poor who pay most taxes. Right. A recent report in Guardian says that only 1% of the super rich in Nigeria pay their taxes because most of them evade taxes. It's only people like you and me and here that they force to pay all the taxes in the country and are funding a few in terms of the elite. Right. You cannot tax the people to the death. If not, there'll be nothing else remaining and the people will be further impoverished.
Well, there's so much austerity in the town. Dr. Mati, I know you want to make a comment, but I want to take this comment from Osita Chidoka. And, I thought this would resonate among a lot of Nigerians. He wrote yesterday, I spent 100,000 naira on fuel, nearly filling the tank of a Lexus 460 Jeep at 1,140 naira per liter. I realized that this amount is 30,000 naira higher than Nigeria's 70,000 naira minimum wage. A minimum wage earner in Nigeria working 8 hours a day for 20 days a month earns approximately 437.5 naira per hour. It takes 2.6 hours of work to afford a liter of petrol. A young graduate earning 150,000 naira monthly requires 1.2 hours of work to purchase a liter. In comparison, Egypt, fuel costs 443 naira per liter and the monthly minimum wage is 202,000. That is 1,265 naira per hour. It takes 21 minutes of work to buy a liter. While in South Africa, fuel is 2,480 naira per liter and the minimum wage is 395,824 naira per liter, and that is 2,320 naira per hour. So it takes 1 hour and 4 minutes to buy a liter in Nigeria. A minimum wage earner needs 2.6 hours to buy a liter of fuel compared to 21 minutes in Egypt and 1 hour and 4 minutes in South Africa. My take, fuel prices in Nigeria Nigeria may not be high by global standards, but it appears incomes are too low to sustain meaningful consumption. It's time to rethink our economic growth and production strategies. Use 1,600 naira as exchange rates. That's how he got those calculations. But I think that he's spot on, Dr. Abati. Rufai is staging a protest. He doesn't want to comment on what's trending because he believes that we're not giving him enough time. So, Dr. Abati, go ahead.
Okay, very quickly, I'll just talk about taxation. Nobody likes the taxman anywhere in the world. So when I think it's Minister Wike saying people should pay tax, the big challenge in Nigeria is not about the taxation. It's about tax administration. The Nigerian people are saying, even if we pay this tax, what do they do with it? I saw a comment, somebody should say, well, you are saying we Nigerians must pay tax, businesses must pay tax, then government people too must stop looting. That's the other side of it. So the challenge is about tax administration. As we speak, ahead of the October 30 budget in the United Kingdom, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, is saying she needs to plug a black hole of 40 billion pounds, and she wants to raise capital gains tax, reduce public spending, raise national insurance. Okay, everybody is saying, no, this will be additional hardship for the people. So even in England, they don't want to pay tax. But at least in that country, the people can still see what they do with the taxation. The problem here in Nigeria is, what do they do with the money? We will pay the money, you will not see results. You will only see people, riding yachts, living in mansions, riding SUVs. Why the people of Nigeria are suffering? The suffering that has also been perfectly described by Osita Chidoka in that quote from him, which has to do with the cost of living.
That's what
Nigerians face.
And what I took away.
Seriously, the journalists here have said it all. If Nigerians are going to be paying high tax, then the politicians should stop looting. That's one. Two, if Nigerians are going to be paying high tax, then who is going to be accounting for it? Accountability is the problem. In most countries, when people pay high tax, you can see what you are doing with the money. Assuming we are seeing what they do with the money, then we are okay. People are already overtaxed right now in Nigeria. Already overtaxed. You saw the analysis with a liter of fuel. 70,000 naira minimum wage. You need at least 1 month plus to buy one full tank of a very good car. That is it. So the taxation is just too much. So if the people are going to be paying tax, how about the politicians? Who is going to be managing their tax? Who is going to be calculating their tax? Who is going to be accounting for the tax that people are paying? And I don't say this government, not buy the one by people. Every way possible to cash out. Very soon, if you start traveling through the highways, you'll be seeing toll gates. Wait for that. You are going to see toll gates in highways. So you drive, you get to a spot, you pay, and then you continue. Now, what you will see for Nigeria be that. How Nasiam?